It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast. My apologies for the slight delay in getting started. I had a little technical issue there and had to fix it on the fly, which is never fun. But anyway, welcome to today's show on the 12th day of September 2025. Coming to you from my studio in Forest, Virginia, right outside of Lynchburg. Oh, and I got that backwards. So let me fix that while I'm doing it. Come on now. There we go. Sorry about that, because hot air time will be all over me about the camera being backwards. So basically I had everything set up, everything was fine, and it went to hell in like 3 minutes to get on the air. So, all right, got a bunch of news stories today. Not a bunch, not like it's been, but some stories. The lead story this morning is on the Disney Adventure inaugural season postponed. Disney Adventure, that's that big thing with 9,900 passengers. And it went out on its sea trials and then they postponed. Well, we'll talk about that. Also today, the MSC World Europa hit with second engine problem. Uh-oh. Parking shortage for Carnival cruises. MSC cancels Grand Voyage. Ambition cancels 3 ports. 4 Filipino crew deported from Carnival Pride. A crewman Medevaced, and lots more here at 11 a.m. this morning. We do this 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then if anything major happens, we'll do it other days too. Today, folks, is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. I like a chocolate milkshake. So if I'm going to have a milkshake, it'll be a chocolate milkshake. So I don't mind this day at all. I don't have milkshake stuff here, but I have got to go out this afternoon. And I might just find my way to one of my milkshake places and get a milkshake. This day in history, in 1910, Alice Stebbins Wells becomes the first recognized female police officer in the U.S. I have no problem with that. I think that's awesome. I've known some excellent police officers who are female. So congratulations to Miss Wells. If you're a podcast person, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the fat guy. We like to have fun with what we do. I don't particularly like it when we have technical issues like this morning. But thankfully, it wasn't a day when I had a guest. Ah, dear. And my second computer, I haven't been able to get it to start today. So now I've got some issues over there. So I don't have my chat room going like usual. Well, maybe it'll come up now. Who knows? So, the one thing I have before we get actually to the news today is a quick look at the weather. Let me see what I'm missing now. No, I don't want that. Oh no, there it is. Ah, StreamYard's not in the right place. Sorry, folks. If if I can screw something up, I'm going to. All right, so what I started off with there, we're going to talk a little bit about the weather. All right, so this is the Atlantic. There's nothing close to us, but this is coming across the trough, as I call it, off the coast of Africa. And this is a tropical wave located near the west coast of Africa, producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms over the far eastern Atlantic. Environmental conditions appear conducive for some gradual development of the system over the next several days. Tropical depression could form by the middle part of next week, while it moves westward and to west-northwestward at 10 to 15 miles an hour over the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. Over the next 48 hours, virtually 0% chance of development, but over the next 7 days, it jumps up to 70% chance. So that's a good thing. Now, in the Pacific, Kiko is gone. She dissipated totally. Did I change that? I didn't change that here. So Kiko was out there around Hawaii, and she dissipated. And what we have now is a tropical depression that has just, as a matter of fact, just this morning has been named to a tropical storm. So it has reached sustained winds of 40 miles an hour. The central pressure is 1,006 and dropping. It's moving to the west-northwest at 14 miles an hour. This is one of those, it can hug the coast, it can go up and hit Baja, or it can veer off and go out into the Pacific. We don't know what's going to happen with that yet. Literally, it was a depression and just became a storm probably at the 11 o'clock update. So we got Mario to watch in the Pacific, and this one coming across from the Atlantic. So we're not done with this season yet. At least it looks that way. So, all right, now let me get back here to where I'm supposed to be. We got to take that off. There we go. All right, so I'll be back with today's news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, guys. We're going to start off today with MSC. So here's Nestor with the news.
MSC World Europa is facing another headache as the ship experienced a serious engine issue in Malta, just weeks after the mega ship was left temporarily adrift from a similar incident. The vessel, launched in 2022, was scheduled to depart Valletta at 5 p.m. local time, but cruise tracking data shows the ship did not leave until nearly midnight, a delay of more than 6 hours. While MSC Cruises has not issued an official statement, passengers on board reported power problems affecting the engine. One guest described the situation as a serious engine failure, in response to questions about the delay. It remains unclear if the problem will result in itinerary adjustments or if further repairs are needed. For now, the ship continues its 7-night Mediterranean sailing and is expected to arrive in Barcelona, Spain, today. Guests sailing from the port of Long Beach this month are being warned of limited parking availability that will affect 3 upcoming departures. Carnival Radiance, September 15th, 4-night Baja, Mexico, and September 19th, 3-night Baja, Mexico, Carnival Firenze. September 18th, 5-night Mexican Riviera. Carnival has strongly urged guests to use alternate transportation, as parking at the terminal will be extremely restricted. A small number of extra spaces have been secured at an off-site facility, $23 per day, card payment only, but restrictions apply. Vehicles taller than 6 feet, 6 inches, oversized vehicles, RVs, and trailers will not be accepted. The lot can only accommodate one Voyage per vehicle, meaning back-to-back cruisers cannot use it. Accessible parking is first come, first served, with very limited spots. Guests approved to use the off-site lot must first drop off luggage and companions at the cruise terminal before receiving directions and an entry card. Carnival continues to advise guests to plan ahead and arrange alternate transportation when possible. When it comes to offering cruises to Alaska, no other cruise line has been doing it longer than Holland America. In fact, Holland America will be celebrating 80 years of sailing to the 49th U.S. state. Today, the cruise line announced it will be offering more than 100 Alaskan cruises from April to September 2027. 6 ships will be deployed to the popular cruise destination with sailings from 7 to 28 days in duration. Guests can choose cruises that sail round-trip from either Seattle or Vancouver. There will also be one-way voyages between Vancouver and Whittier, Alaska. The 6 Holland America Line ships sailing to Alaska for the 2027 season are Eurodam, Koningsdam, Nieuw Amsterdam, Noordam, Westerdam, Zaandam. For more information on Holland America Alaska cruises, call Chillie at 434-258-9264. MSC Cruises has canceled another long voyage through the Middle East, citing ongoing security risks in the region. The impacted sailing is a 25-day grand voyage aboard MSC Europa, originally scheduled to depart Dubai on April 4, 2026, and conclude in Southampton. The itinerary had included calls in the UAE, Qatar, Oman, Jordan, Egypt, and multiple Mediterranean ports, along with a transit of the Suez Canal. In its notification, MSC apologized for the disruption and offered 3 options: transfer to another grand voyage of similar length at the lower cruise fare, transfer to any MSC sailing without change fees, cancel for a full refund of the cruise fare paid. Flights and additional travel services are not included in the compensation. This is the latest in a series of itinerary changes and cancellations cruise lines have made in response to regional tensions. Disney Cruise Line is postponing the inaugural season of the Disney Adventure to early 2026. The ship will need additional time to be delivered by the MV Werften shipyard. As a result, Disney canceled all the sailings that were scheduled to take place on board the vessel between December 15, 2025, and March 9, 2026.
It went out on sea trials. And it comes back in and they cancel a whole bunch of months of cruises. But nobody's saying what was wrong. With this big Jagunda ship. Remember, this is the one that carries 9,900 passengers and like 2,000 crew. It was originally built for the Oriental market. And they went belly up, and Disney ended up buying the ship and finishing it. I'd like to know what happened. What was wrong with it? One of the things that bothers me about this ship is are we getting too big? I don't know. Anyway, I don't think that looks real good for Disney.
Ambassador Cruise Line's Ambition cannot finish its planned visits to Scotland due to poor weather. Instead, the ship has turned south and will visit Ringaskiddy in Ireland as a replacement port. This is the second consecutive cruise when weather has forced Ambition to change course and alter ports.
Cruise around the world with the Will Model C2. That's the chair that I use. Our chairs will easily fit through accessible cabin doors and can navigate those tight spaces and crowded places. To see if Will may be right for you, click on the link below to schedule a test drive. Just tell them to use code CHILLIE for all your mobility needs. That's
4 Filipino crew members aboard Carnival Pride were detained and deported after the ship docked in the port of Baltimore, Maryland this week. After the removal, the crew were taken under guard to the airport, fingerprinted and photographed. While at the airport, they were held in detention cells before being flown back to Manila via Doha, Qatar. Their passports were reportedly returned only at the gate prior to boarding. A crew member aboard MSC Magnifica was medically evacuated Wednesday evening, following what the ship's medical team assessed as the probable onset of a heart attack, while the vessel was navigating off the coast of San Vito Lo Capo, Sicily. Authorities have not disclosed identifying information, nationality, or the individual's role on board. The fall months are one of the best times to visit Orlando, with smaller crowds, cooler weather, and better deals. That's why we've extended our discounts on mobility equipment rentals until the end of November. This offer is also valid for popular locations like Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld. Orlando mobility rentals are 15% off until November 30th and 20% off if you pick up directly from our Scootaround location. Call Scootaround at 1-888-441-7575 and use SRN 11137, or call Chillie at 434-258-9264.
Hey, and that puts an end to the news portion of today's show. Thank you, Nestor, for your wonderful work. All right, let's go see who's in the chat room, since I haven't had any. I have my second computer working so I can see what's going on over there today. Hi there, Tom's with us, says happy Friday. Kenneth's here, says good morning, everybody. Gretchen's with us. Hi, Gretchen. I was going to bring up use the pictures of you at that expensive dinner, which she said was really good. And I didn't get stuff loaded this morning. Roger's with us down in Jacksonville. Good morning, Roger. Oh, I was going to send you a message later on today. With you going on the MSC ship, you want to pick up your insurance. So, just let me know if you do, and we can hook you right up on that. So we're covered on that and anything else you do. In the ocean on the way back to New York City, Gretchen says. Roger says, in 2 days, we are 5 months from the MSC cruise. I hadn't looked at it that way, but that's good to know. Gretchen says hi to everybody. There's Mike. Mike's on the other side of the pond. Hi, Mike. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. There's Steve out in Kentucky. Sonny says, Gretchen, I know you had a great time. Gretchen says that was different. Okay. There's Bob's with us. Says, good morning, all. Going to Bristol night race tonight. Awesome. I liked the couple times that I've been to Bristol. I liked it. It's different if you've not been to Bristol before. But still, the track that I did the best business-wise per dollar spent on labor was Richmond. I did better at Richmond than most places that were much bigger with many more people. I did terrific business at Richmond. So, Mike saying hello to everybody. Kenneth says, good afternoon, Mike. How's the weather been? It's been hot and dry here. Weather's been kind of crappy over there, I'll tell you, Kenneth. Gretchen, are you guys going on the Grandiosa? Kenneth asked. Mary says hello. Hello, Mary. Gretchen says not done yet. have 2 nights at the Marriott Marquis, NBC Studios tomorrow, and dinner at the View, revolving restaurant atop the hotel owned by the Shake Shack people. I do like Shake Shack. I didn't know they had a revolving restaurant. I wonder if they have the damn cheeseburgers I like so much from Shake Shack. All right, speaking back and forth. Disney Adventure can sink with that many passengers. I don't know. I'm a little leery of that ship, especially it goes out on sea. You don't go out on sea trials until you're ready to go on sea trials. I don't remember one failing on sea trials, at least as long as I've been following sea trials on these ships. I've gone through a chilly period, Mike says, but hopefully warming up a bit soon. Gretchen says, no, so far we're a bit shy of MSC. I know Joanne likes yacht class, although the group going together would make up for anything else. I've never been in yacht class, so I can't comment on that. But I know Gary and I have been on multiple MSC ships, and I like it. The specialty restaurants, the steakhouse is as good as any of them. The sushi restaurant was good. And I've done fine in the main dining room. Gary and I eat in the main dining room a lot when we're on MSCs. We and that's fine. Good bars. There's been a couple of ships that have my Elijah Craig. Yeah. The Meraviglia is as pretty as any ship I've ever been on. And yeah, in the early years of MSC, people bitched about the food. Well, a lot of it, as I found, was because they were Americans used to American food, and this was European and European style food, and they were complaining about it. I didn't mind it at all from the first time I got on MSC. That's me. It's also why I've done 11 MSC cruises. Gretchen says there's still time. Let me sleep this cruise off and then come to it fresh. Gotcha. Tom Henry, I can see all the elevators stopping at every level from the cute kitties pushing all the buttons. Yes, indeed. Don't you love them? Gretchen and I felt the same way. I was on the fence. I hear a lot of bad reports on food and service, but Chillie and Gary swear by them. So we'll give it a try. Well, that's just telling you what Gary and I think. I know Robin and I prefer Princess or Norwegian. Well, Hot Air Tom obviously prefers Norwegian. I mean, he's been the Norwegian guy. Kenneth and Gretchen, Chillie will be in big doo-doo if we get a bomb cruise out of Tom, don't go into it with a negative attitude. You can go on any cruise. If you decide to be miserable, you're going to be freaking miserable. That's the attitude that I really, really am disgusted about. That's why people started complaining about MSC to start with. Hey, Tom, how many meals were in that MSC package? I figure we want to eat out around about 6 times. I don't think we have any specialty dining. I could be wrong, but I think it's just drinks and Wi-Fi. I don't remember specialty dining on it, Kenneth. I think we have to buy that as we on the fly. Bring on the chocolate martinis. If I had a chocolate martini on MSC, I'm sure I have. I don't know. Probably right about that, Ken. Chillie's Cruises, that was originally your friends at Genting Cruise Ship. Yeah, my friends. I thought those clowns should be put in jail, if you recall. They may have built in some budget cuts in the hull design. Yeah, like make it as a paper boat. And it gets in the water and gets soggy and it starts going down. I know I live near Gretchen. She's in Ohio. I'm in Pennsylvania, so I know what the weather is in February. Here's anything better than the cold weather here. I'll take to the single digits in Pennsylvania. Oh yeah. When I lived in Pennsylvania, I wanted to get the hell out of Pennsylvania in the middle of the winter too. I didn't care where I went. Gretchen says that was great for a mere $300. Yeah, that was a hell of a dinner. $300 dinner. That's a little steep for my wallet, Gretchen. Chillies Cruises, did you book the February MSC as a 14-day or 2-7 back-to-back? Curious as there was a price difference benefit one way or the other. No, there wasn't a price benefit, and I booked it as a 14-day. I think. Yeah. I'm not complaining at all. It was really worth it, just not cheap. Yeah, well, I suppose. Tom says Yum Shake Shack. Can't wait for those good burgers. I tell you what, downtown Manhattan and Hunter, Tom, and I are drooling to get a Shake Shack cheeseburger. That's ridiculous. With all the fine dining there is in Manhattan, we can't wait to get up there and get a burger. That's silly. But I do like it. And Gretchen says they do have a burger on the menu at the revolving restaurant. Hell, it probably costs more because you got to pay for the revolving restaurant. But I'd do that in a heartbeat. House made pasta. All right. I wonder if MSC has a good veal parm. I don't remember veal parm, Tom. It could be. I remember chicken parm, which was good. That was in the main dining room. I don't recall veal parm, if they have that or not. I saw people waiting in line for dinner at MSC and then eventually giving up in the main dining room. Well, I've seen some pretty stout lines at some of the dining rooms too. Yeah, but I'm usually there early, so and I usually have a reserved table too. What class or cabin are we booked on the MSC? How does it work? We're whatever. We're the balcony on. I don't remember classes, Kenneth. It was whatever you looked at on the, is that ninth floor? I don't know that I've got class. Anyway, to my recollection, I have to go back and check it, but I think we get the drinks package and the Wi-Fi is what all I remember that's in our package. It'll be on your receipt, Kenneth. Roger says, I've been to Bristol once. Sam and I ate in Chilliefalls, Virginia at a 10-course destination restaurant. In Chilliefalls? That's a shocker. I mean, Chilliefalls a little wide spot in the road. Oh, that's cool. Kenneth, I bought 2 in the package. The packages were on sale over Labor Day, and the number of meals was selectable. They closed the restaurant and opened a Michelin-starred restaurant in Chicago. From Chilliefalls to Chicago. Wow. That's quite a jump, Roger. Chillie's Cruises, I was teasing you about MSC cruise doo-doo. I have never had a bad cruise and don't plan on one occurring. Gretchen says, yeah, Tony Bartlett. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. And for the week, I've got, if I got anything this weekend, I don't think I've got anything this weekend. I have to go pick up a couple of prescriptions today. All right, so I got to tell you a story before I put an end to this. One of my inhalers, the one that makes me cough all the time, that's the only thing I got from CVS. I don't mind telling you. I got that from CVS because they were like $48 a piece. And they were double that everywhere else, including Kroger, where I get all my prescriptions from. CVS was unable to get the inhaler in. It's been almost a month ago. And like I'm calling them every 2 or 3 days, and they keep saying, no, it's whining. So I got tired of it yesterday, and I'm, feeling in need that I have to have this damn inhaler again. So I called Kroger, and I go through all the stupid, canned stuff with the phony operator to get to a live person, and one of the pharmacists who I know answered the phone. Her name is Ann, and I said, explained the situation that this was the only thing I didn't get from them, but now CVS can't get it for me. Can you get this inhaler? And I gave her it's got one of those names about this long. And she says, yeah, give me a second here. Let me pull it up and see what it's going to cost with your insurance. I said, okay. I'm expecting that she's going to say like $100. That's what it would be at CVS now. The price doubled. Only they can't get it. So she says, yeah, I can get it for you. I'll have it here tomorrow. I said, okay. How much is it going to send me back? She says, 0. I said, well, the price is right. That's for damn sure. So, folks, if you have some of those prescriptions that are expensive, do some checking around. Take some time. Don't just get it from the pharmacy you're used to. This is going to save me a bunch of money because I went back to where I could have been going all along. Anyway, so that's my story for the day. So that was one good thing that happened this week. All right, guys. Of course, there was a lot of national news and news that I don't cover on this show this morning. I haven't commented about that at all. I personally did not agree with much of anything that Charlie Kirk said, but I sure stood by his right to say it and loved the fact that he would engage in debate with anybody about his views and their views, and do it so that at the end of the debate, you walk away as friends, whether you agree or disagree. And why more politicians can't be like that? And that's not aimed at one side or the other, because I'm saying that I disagreed with this man almost everything he said. But I sure like the way he did it and wish others would too. Glad they caught the guy. I'm not a death penalty advocate. Utah is. I won't comment on that. I just, that's just not for me. But I'm glad they got him. So, just my thoughts. All right, guys. That's it for the weekend. I'll be around. Maybe I'll go someplace tomorrow and film something. I wanted to do that for a long time. I don't know what the rest of the family's doing this weekend, so I guess I better check on that. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks for being with me. As always, smash that thumbs up button, guy. And we've had a little bit move upwards again with our new folks. So take this as my invitation to join us. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Get the bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video goes up or I go live. In the meantime, have a wonderful Friday, everybody. A terrific weekend. Enjoy the end of your cruise, Gretchen. I'll see everybody back here Monday if I don't see you beforehand. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Talk to you next time.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.